We're live. What's up?
Hi. We haven't done an update in a while, mainly because appointments were kind of slowing down a little bit.
Yeah.
So I had 2 appointments this week. Just wanted to update you guys on it. Surgeon. I was officially cleared, as I posted before, to resume all normal activities except hot tubs, which is kind of really something I want right now. Well, I can't do that for another 3 weeks or so.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
I don't think we are.
Yes, we are, because you had we haven't done a YouTube update since your surgery.
Which
your
one?
Double mastectomy.
Which one?
The full double mastectomy.
The first or second surgery?
The second surgery. Yeah. We have not done an update.
Yeah.
So the second surgery went off pretty much without a hitch. We ended up with, basically, they removed the implants, they removed her breasts, and she ended up with 4 drains, and it was a lot. The first night was about 80 to 90 milliliters of blood. It was difficult, but we got through that. And unlike the first surgery where the drains kept producing blood, the blood level in the drains after the first night very quickly dropped. So
it wasn't as I won't say as an invasive, because it was invasive, but it wasn't as intense as the first one, because most of the work was already done.
Yeah. So basically, they were just removing the implants, removing
the Walking Dead skin,
any of the leftover material. Basically, the necrosis was causing her breasts to rot.
Sexy.
And it wasn't good. And since then, we do an update? We haven't done an update since the blood clot.
I named her Betsy.
So she ended up with a blood clot in her leg.
First, let me see. So here's the flatties. I'm the flatties.
Yeah, her breasts are gone.
They're gone. And I'm not too upset about it. Actually, it's easier than I thought it would be. Okay. Not that I'm promoting, but I'm just saying, like, if you have to go through it, it's not the worst thing in the world, because I'm still here.
Yes. And so we went through that. The surgery went without a hitch. My mom and dad were there. And after the first night, the blood levels in the drains dropped drastically. And the drains, we ended up getting a drain out. And she had 3 drains, and then we removed. And then after about a week, they removed the rest of them. So that surgery actually went off pretty much without a hitch. We did have a little problem with a blood clot. That's a long story. I don't want to get into it.
We're getting into it.
Are we?
We are.
Are you sure we haven't talked about this?
We haven't talked about this because we just got okay. So all right,
okay, all right. I'm a little buzzed. We've been drinking.
All right. So basically, if you've been reading our updates, you know that after 5 days after the surgery, I kept getting like this massive Charlie horse in my left calf, and knowing the luck that I've had throughout this entire process, I'm like, this isn't normal. We should go get it checked out. So we went to Presbyterian Hospital where I had the surgery. Felt like a complete idiot going in there because, of course, the telltale signs of like swollen leg, temperature, like all that stuff wasn't there.
Discoloration.
All of it wasn't there.
But I told Heather, I said, is it hurting? Yes. Is it radiating up your fucking leg? Yes. Then let's go.
So we get there, we feel like idiots because everyone's saying, no, but we'll check you out. We'll check you in, whatever. And then,
yeah, they were basically saying, is there swelling? No. Is there discoloration? No. Is there, what was the other one?
I don't know.
There were all kinds of, there was a checklist of stuff that was worried about the blood clot. And the only one that we had, we had 2. There were 2 that we had. 1, it's pain and it's radiating. And then 2, she'd had 2 surgeries within a month. Those were the only 2 factors. And so they said, the first doctor said, I don't think it's a blood clot. You're not exhibiting other signs. And we said, okay, but Heather knew something was wrong.
We almost left a few times.
We almost left.
Because we were kind of like...
Heather was like, well, should we leave? And I was like, no, I didn't want to leave. I wanted them to check it. And then a second doctor came in, looked at it, said, I don't think it's a blood clot. Okay. And then the doctor said, well, since we already have the sonogram specialist here for another patient, and actually since you've been under 2 surgeries in the past month, we're going to go ahead and just check it. And he said, there was a male doctor, he said, if you hadn't have had the surgeries, we would tell you to eat a banana and go home. And I asked the doctor, I said, how often is it people get Charlie horses for days?
After
right?
surgery.
I mean, I've gotten a Charlie horse and I've worked it out with my fist or, whatever. And a Charlie horse can stay there for a while, but when a Charlie horse stays there for days, which Heather had what she thought was a Charlie horse, and then that morning it started radiating up her leg.
Mm-hmm.
I just asked the doctor, I said, how often is it that people get Charlie horses for days? And the doctor seemed to say, well, sometimes that happens. You can get Charlie horses for a while. Okay. And so since luckily the sonogram specialist was there already and she had already had 2 surgeries, they said, we're just going to play it safe. So guess what happened?
I have a blood clot.
The guy walks in and goes, you have a blood clot. Great.
Her name is Betsy. She's going to hang out with me for a couple weeks and then she's going to go back.
She better go back away.
So I'm on blood thinners for 3 months. So interesting. And I think, I did post this too, is that we ran into my mom's oncologist in the hallway, which is a freak accident because I haven't seen her since my mom stopped treatment.
And this was at a later appointment. We left the ER. They prescribed her blood thinners.
Yeah, this was later. So all of this prompted the surgeon to talk to the oncologist, who's a hematologist, about the possibility of a blood clotting disorder that I may have because of everything that's happened to me. And they're trying to, in my opinion, at the time, I thought they were just trying to figure out a way to blame everything on me.
All these problems, the necrosis of the breast, the infection of the breasts, the blood clot, and
The
actually,
implant rejection.
and actually our surgeon said something that pissed Heather Jo off. Tell him.
So when we found out that I had a blood clot, Matt.
The doctor called her, and then she called us.
Well, okay, I didn't know those series of events because I was really pissed off that I had a blood clot. So she told Matt that the odds of this are extremely slim, and of course that would happen to me. And I was like,
because so many bad things have been happening.
Yeah.
It
wasn't that. It was.
The surgeon was frustrated, and probably because Heather is like her most difficult case.
I'm not even trying to be difficult. Like, I'm a good person.
Well, but it's not about being a good person.
No, but it's like, Mom wasn't the easiest patient.
Your mom?
I love her. She wasn't the easiest patient. She wasn't doing all the things. I was doing all the things and still ended up, and then I feel like they're still trying to blame me for what happened.
Well, and maybe it was your fault, but we'll get to that in a second.
Cool.
Well, because of your blood condition. And we'll get to that in a second.
So anyway, okay.
So maybe it was her fault, but not her fault as in she actively tried to do it.
This may be Matt's last podcast or last.
Anyway.
We'll see what happens.
You guys will have to excuse us. I was trying to connect with my son and he hates me.
He does not hate
my son
you
fucking hates me.
Stick to it. It's supposed to be quick. All right. So we skip ahead. They want to do a blood clot, whatever, blood draw thing. 11 vials of blood they pulled from me.
Because they said it's the chances of her having necrosis of the skin, having blood clots, and having all these issues shouldn't be happening, right?
And also finding out that Mom had a blood clot.
And then when they found out that her mom had a blood clot in her brain, we did a massive amount of blood work where they took 12 vials of blood.
11 vials of blood.
11 vials of blood. And lo and behold, she has something.
Okay, so All right, we're not going to get too far into it because it's scientific and boring, but it's called an MTHFR gene mutation. Pardon my language, I'm calling it the motherfucker mutation because it just looks like that to me.
And we think it comes from her mother.
And I think it comes from, so basically one parent passed it on to me and the other parent didn't. I mean, considering mom had a blood clot in her brain, where I'm assuming it's mom's side of the family that may, or maybe it's just mom, but maybe mom's side of the family has this mutation. It's good to know because I have to tell my kids.
Yeah.
It's good to know because if I have any future surgeries, they're going to have to put me on a blood thinner as soon as I have a surgery to make sure that I don't get a blood clot. But basically it causes a lot of issues. By itself, it's not an issue, but considering everything that I've been through, it could have been a culprit in a lot of things that happened to me when you're dealing with mass issues at once.
They said it was a perfect storm.
It was a perfect storm.
Having the genetic issue with the blood clotting. So there's all kinds of blood clotting issues you can have that are genetic related. But you wouldn't know it unless you got one of these blood tests, and it has something to do with the different proteins. So Heather's blood tends to clot, and
basically it's like it's an issue with not having my body not having enough folic acid, and not processing that correctly.
He's pissed. Should I let me up here?
No. And then so I have to take basically the cure is to take folic acid for the rest of my life. Interestingly enough, this may have had an issue, may have been part of the issue when I had my daughter because she was premature. I had severe preeclampsia and almost died. I was a vegetarian at the time. I wasn't getting extra folic acid from my food, just taking a vitamin. And so that may have been an issue of why I had so many complications with my first pregnancy and not with my second, because with my second with Seb, I was not a vegetarian. So I was getting folic acid in my diet as well as a pill. So it's very bizarre. And I don't know how much of this could have caused issues with my brother with his heart issues. I talked to him about it the other day too. So basically, it is an MTHFR gene mutation.
MTHFR, also called motherfucker.
I'm calling it motherfucker because it's a fucking motherfucker. Anyway, so that's that.
But so that's that part. But the surgery went well, and she's healed.
So okay, so some questions came in about motion after a mastectomy, double mastectomy specifically on my side. And so left side had one lymph node removed for testing, came back negative, clear margins. Everything came back clear margins. Lymph node did not have any cancer in it, thank God. But that arm, this arm that they took that from, I can raise it about that high.
Yes, can't go higher. I can push it
until about there.
And then it starts hurting.
So I've been working on stretching that. It's also weird because if I go to reach out to grab something, I'll feel it all the way down my arm to about here. And so I have to go to physical therapy for that.
So slapping me is much more difficult.
Well, I'm not. That's my non-dominant hand.
Oh.
So the good news is with slapping Matt, look, my right arm is a lot better.
So she can't slap me.
It's about there.
And she's never slapped me. And you
know, I have more range of motion with this.
It's weird, but I've always wondered what it'd be like to be slapped by a woman. I've never been slapped.
Anyone want to sign up for that?
No, I want you to do it. I want the woman that I love to do it.
Too easy. Anybody want to sign up for that? It'd be like a kissing booth, except it'll be like a slapping booth.
I just want to get a big old slap.
Right hand, left hand, and then like it's hard. It's hard. It's very tight. Everything's tight. But
she's healed well and she looks great. And we got out. We went to an art show, and one of her pieces was in an art show. Thanks to all our friends and family that showed up.
They were able to. Yeah, we know more wanted to come.
And so basically, where we're at now, so we're already at 13 minutes. These people don't want to watch this stuff for too long.
They love me.
They do love you. They hate me. But basically, see, I'm making it about me. Tell me to stop.
It is always about Matt.
Basically, she's doing great, and the next step is chemo. But we rolled into the oncology appointment when we were talking about that, and we said, please, Heather's finally doing really well. She's able to get out of the house. She's able to wear clothes,
I'm going to work.
proper clothes.
I'm going back to work
She's
on
going back to
Tuesday,
work on
finally.
Tuesday.
After like 7 weeks out.
I know I've been doing all the work. I feel like that guy that, is just bringing home the bacon and his wife stay at home and stuff. But it's time for her to start pulling her weight. Was that me? No.
Go ahead. Continue your.
Anyway, she's starting work on Tuesday. So we rolled into the oncology appointment and we were like, please, can we just extend this period of time out that
But we're
she
kind of
doesn't
nervous
need
too.
she doesn't need to start the chemo because she's finally getting back to normal. She's laughing. She's doing her stuff. We just wanted a little window of normalcy before the chemo starts. Because when the chemo starts, the rest of this year is going to be full-on chemo. In fact, her last chemo appointment will be Friday the 13th, December the 13th.
Yep.
So we are just trying to make the most of these 3 weeks that we have before the chemo starts. We're going to dye her hair.
One last time.
That's
how you deal with roots, ladies. Just shave your head. Just shave it off. Just shave it off after 3 weeks.
So we're going to dye her hair. I actually think you should color your hair a bright color or something because it's all going to fall out anyway. Go blonde. Blondes have more fun.
Blonde's a lot of work. I'm not built like that.
Okay, we'll go blue.
Anywho, so
pink.
Chemo starts on the 11th of October. It will go through Friday the 13th of December. It's going to be an interesting ride. I'm not looking forward to it after seeing what my mom went through on chemo. I'm not looking forward to chemo. Nobody looks forward to chemo. It's weird because I thought losing my breast would be like a huge deal, and it wasn't at the end. At the end of it, it wasn't. Now I'm thinking losing my hair is going to be a big freaking deal. I still think it will be. Maybe it won't be. I don't know. Like, it's weird. I am freaking out about being bald.
I'm gonna shave her hair. We're not gonna let it just fall out in clumps.
Maybe
as soon as it starts,
maybe I'm overthinking it and it won't be a big deal. I don't know. It sucks. It sucks, but I want to know because I had a choice because I was on the cusp with the onco score. I want to know that I threw everything possible that I could possibly throw at it to know that I kicked it. So that's what we're doing. As shitty as it's going to be, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. We're in this little kind of 3-week period of normalcy. We're going to dye our hair. We're going to hang out with friends and family. If you want to hang out with us, we have certain slots that are filling up quick. And then when the chemo starts, we're
so popular.
No, we're not. But we have a lot of family that loves us and friends. And so we've got a kind of a short window here. And then when chemo starts, we can't promise anything. We don't know what it entails. We don't know what kind of energy levels she'll have. We don't know.
Plus, it's winter and there's a lot of sickness going around.
Sickness, and of course,
my immune system's going to really suck. So we have to be careful too.
So we have to be really careful because she gets sick while under chemo. It can be really, really, really bad. So if you want,
Sebby's already going to school, bringing home God knows what. So
So if you want to hang out with us, we have certain slots available for this 3 weeks, and then it's done. And there's already slots being plugged in with friends and family, and then it's done. And then when the chemo starts, all bets are off. So that's basically where we're at. I want to thank everyone, the meal train, the GoFundMe, all of that has helped us unbelievably.
Yeah.
And here very soon, we are going to do the raffle for the artwork.
Probably after chemo.
After chemo?
Because we're going to keep the GoFundMe up.
Are we?
Through chemo, because we don't know what we're going to expect.
Oh, okay.
We don't know what's going to happen if I'm going to end up out of work again. We have no idea how it's going to work.
We have no idea.
I don't know how it's going to work. So we're going to keep the GoFundMe up through December. And then, or at least November, just to figure out how chemo's affecting me.
Hopefully it doesn't affect her bad.
And then we'll bring it down and we'll do the raffle for the painting. Yeah.
But I just want to thank everyone. I want to thank all our family. I want to thank all our friends. I want to thank all our Facebook friends. So many people have
sent cards and
sent
packages
cards,
and
packages,
donated.
money, DoorDash,
Yeah.
Domino's, Panera cards. I mean, you name it. People
It's been
people have
extremely
helped us.
helpful.
I mean, it's been amazing. And so, we're getting ready to tackle this next step, but I just want to make sure that everyone who is watching this and everyone that has donated to us and helped us, all those donations, all that money has basically helped plug in the gaps while I'm not at work.
And me.
And Heather.
I mean, I know this is about Matt.
No, but you've got, babe, you've got FMLA. You're getting some.
I'm getting 60% of my paycheck, which
I'm not getting zilch.
Love you so much.
I love you too, baby.
So Matt has sporadic days that he doesn't get paid because of appointments. I've been out for almost 7 weeks. So it has helped plug in the gaps, definitely for that, so we can keep our bills up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what Matt's trying to say.
That's what I'm trying to say. Sweetheart.
And of course, the medical bills that are piling in right now. So it has been extremely helpful in paying those and being able to keep some sanity while going through health stuff, which, as you know, if you've been through health stuff or seen people go through health stuff, that alone is exhausting and stressful. And so knowing that we can not have to worry about how we're making a house payment or how we're going to keep the lights on or keep food in our son's stomach.
It's been huge.
It has been, it's been amazing. The support has been amazing. It really has.
I mean, our son's a hungry caterpillar.
God, 14-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's definitely expensive, that kid. That's one way to put it.
All right. So we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah. We're wrapping this up. So it's been a while since we did an update. So we want to do an update. So we just want, to conclusion. Thank you. Heather's doing great. She looks great. She's beautiful. And we love you. And we care about you guys. And we care about our friends. We care about all our friends from all around the world that are friends with us on Facebook. And, we're getting ready to tackle this next step.
And if you're lucky, maybe I'll flash you in the future so you can see what the new
look is.
The new look is.
And, honestly, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. Honestly, I was more horrified of what they did to me when they tried to put implants in me than being flat, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of things that people, the plastic surgeon, they do not tell you. It is not like a free boob job. It's not. First of all, it's not free because everything goes through insurance and you have to pay for the rest. Secondly, if you're getting both, if you're getting a bilateral mastectomy with immediate reconstruction, your odds of having that fail is over 30%.
That's a lot.
They don't tell you that.
They don't tell you that.
When they put them in, they don't tell you it's not going to be symmetrical at all. They don't tell you anything except, the goal is to get the cancer out, leave space, and then you're going to have multiple surgeries in the future to try to make them look symmetrical. It's
crazy. And
there's a lot that they don't tell you, and you're so dead set in the beginning on wanting to look like a woman, whatever that mindset is that we're programmed to want. It does not look like that, and I want to stress that.
And you don't need. I need to stress that. You don't need to chase that.
When you're making a decision, when diagnosed with something like this, it's something to consider. I feel way better being flat, as weird as that sounds, and even if I chased the surgeries to try to make them look normal. There's women that can't sleep on their side still because their implants flip. Like
they can't sleep on their stomachs. They can't work out. I mean, it's a nightmare.
Yeah. So
I'm starting, I mean, we didn't know the full thing of it. The way I like to look at it is that she has been a metamorphosis, and now she's a butterfly. She's a butterfly of beauty.
Wow. But I'm lucky to have a supportive husband who is just like, whatever it takes. It's always been health over aesthetics. And here we are.
So thank you guys. We love you.
If anybody has any questions, please DM me. We are an open book. If you have any about anything, open book. We're here to give our full experience. We're not going to sugarcoat shit because that's not how we are.
No.
And we love you guys. And again, GoFundMe's still up, and my website's always up if you want some nice art.
Yes, it is.
Love you guys.
Bye, guys.